Hey, wife. Exciting day today. Why is it an exciting day?
You get to see some friends we haven't seen in 8 months.
Do you know their names?
Kim and Tony.
See you later, hot stuff. All right. Told you we were gonna do interviews.
Serpentine.
So we are. This is Tony.
Hello.
This is my buddy Adam. They might not call themselves entrepreneurs, but we will. Tony, he was working on homesteading, right? That's your end goal?
Yes.
Sweet. Adam, he makes guitar pedals. I guess we should probably clarify what homesteading is.
There's an idea, and it's becoming more and more popular, that in order to be more sustainable, whether it be recycling, raising your own food, raising your own livestock, to offset some of the costs that you might otherwise spend at the grocery store.
Tony, you're moving into a new place soon, yeah?
Yeah, we close on our first house January 25th.
So you've been limited up to this point, right?
Yes, which basically means that we haven't been able to cultivate as many crops as what we would have liked to this past season.
So, briefly, how did you first become interested or decide you wanted to do homesteading?
Well, we made a grocery list. That's the short answer. But in the process of making this grocery list, we looked at it and said, we could grow most of this stuff that we buy from the grocery store.
How did you jump into it?
I don't like to jump into very many things blindly. It started actually when we were living in the city, is when my wife and I started to research some livestock raising practices, some organic growing practices. So we started digging into some of those resources and trying to develop somewhat of a general idea or plan. And then the next step was getting out of the city, being able to cultivate our first crops on a small 2,500 square foot garden.
What are you doing to move towards that end goal?
Our short-term goals for each kind of season in life are just to see what it is that we can do to become more self-sufficient, I guess you could say.
How'd you get into guitar pedal building?
I was becoming more interested in playing guitar and using effects, and some of the prices of these effects are large.
Yeah.
I've always been interested in trying to figure out how things work and kind of deconstructing and reconstructing things, and thought maybe I could build my own effects for a fraction of the cost. So I started with a couple easy builds. It just kind of blew up from there once I figured out that I kind of had a knack for it and could actually make them work.
Where are you at now in your pedal building process?
I've got several that I would consider staples, ones that I'm confident in how they sound and how they work and interact, in a live setting.
Where did you even start? Did you go to the internet and say, hey Google, how do I build guitar pedals?
I can't really remember, but that sounds about right. There's a ton of information, not only about pedal building, but electronics in general. Started learning about circuit design, how to read schematics, but putting all that together, utilizing Google, utilizing other people's work, they've made public to help guys like me learn and be able to DIY and maybe even start building some of their own.
Okay, time for the questionnaire. Tonebone, what would you say has been greatest opportunity that has been presented to you in your life?
One of the biggest opportunities in my life, exposure. I didn't grow up with a lot of exposure to different people, from cultural backgrounds. So whenever I kind of got a little bit older and started meeting people that had other backgrounds. It was kind of a culture shock and really set me in. I was really kind of socially awkward and still can be. That's one of the things that makes me weird, and I kind of take pride in that.
I'd say the biggest opportunity in my life is, and that is raising my kids. I'm helping to direct and shape who they will become, trying to take care to nurture the things that they are good at and interested in, maybe try to divert them away from things that could potentially hurt them or create and instill in them negativity. I want them to be innocent and loving and caring and intelligent and successful, not just in a monetary sense.
All right, so next question, you don't have as much time to prepare. Are you guys goal setters at all? Call it a goal, don't call it a goal, whatever you want. Is there something that you're trying to accomplish right now that you think you actually aren't capable of accomplishing?
Yes. I've gone back to school for computer science. You know, I have a strong 4.0 that I'm
Nice.
trying to maintain. The end goal right now is to eventually become a software engineer or a computer programmer to write code. Right now I see bits and pieces of that in my job now, and it overwhelms me just to do those small those small scripting tasks. I keep saying in my mind that I'm not capable of that. But I'm going for it anyway.
Good. That's you, Tomo.
Oh man, there's many things. Those thoughts are just challenges that we haven't yet overcome. But specifically for me, well, it's just trying to find a balance. There seems to be just a constant struggle between like being pulled or sucked into like conveniences of our modern day living. This feeling that a lot of the things that we do today in the Western culture are so wasteful and destructive to the planet and to our health and bodies and things like that. And that's a struggle that I'm not sure that we will ever be able to, or I will ever be able to eradicate my family from, or myself for that matter. But there's a constant hope.
All right, Tony. Last question. You're first this time. In 5 years from now, if you could have a direct influence from someone, meaning one-on-one communication, who would you prefer it to be?
Vandana Shiva, she's one of the founders of the Navdanya Foundation. So there's this movement of people who are wanting to kind of go back to the old way of doing things. Vandana Shiva would be a great influence and a great forerunner in that movement.
Batter up.
Batter up.
The student becomes the teacher.
Eric Aoyoung, the creator and lead singer, songwriter for Future Forestry. I really appreciate his outlook. The way he presents himself is very honorable, very honest, and that comes through in his music. Being a musician myself, I would love to have that sort of direct influence from someone so accomplished, professional, but also down to earth. You can tell he's just very honored that people even like and appreciate what he does.
All right. Thanks, fellas, for letting me put you on the spot.
Thank you for the opportunity.
It's an honor to speak to your thousands of viewers.
Yeah, all of them, all 2 of them.
I'm on the internet.
I'm on the internet.